Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Isabella Nothando and this is the channel where we're all about growth, motivation and encouragement. I keep introducing myself. I should stop. You'll know me. But anyway, if you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're a day one subby, welcome back and I hope that you liked today's video. Today we're going to be talking about self-love and it's a topic that I am very passionate about. So to kickstart the video, we're going to start with reading the word of God. I've got two verses that I want us to look into, and I'm only doing this because in so many spaces, self-love is also known as self-centeredness, selfishness, and hatred and cruelty. I was talking to people and somebody said, when a woman or a girl or a man or a boy says they have got self-love, people quickly assume that you're a selfish person. So I thought, why not look into the word of God? What does the word of God say about self-love? And I came up with two verses and we're going to read from the book of Matthew chapter 22 verse 37 up to 39. And it says, Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and this is the first commandment. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself." Listen. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. Then we go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 says, verse 4, it says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres." And that's what the word of God says. And the first verse, which comes from Matthew, it tells me a lot about what God thinks about self-love. So I did this talk a few weeks ago. I think it was in February. If you're one of the girls who were part of the meeting that we had in February in Bindura, Harare, we talked about self-love. I gave the little talk on it and we talked about the meaning of self-love. So I think I want to also break it down before we can go any further. So I've got my journal. So I found out that self-love is when an individual or a young woman or a young man is intentional about loving themselves. It is when you prioritize yourself, when you're kind to yourself, and when you listen to yourself. You're honest and you focus entirely on making yourself happy. And when a person says entirely on making themselves happy, it doesn't mean that you don't think of other people, you don't acknowledge that other people also need to be happy, but your focus firstly is on yourself. So I broke it down. What can we take away from this definition? There's intention, there's acceptance, there's prioritizing yourself, there's kindness, there is honesty. The book of Proverbs says honesty is love. So I thought about it and I thought, in order for you to clearly and truthfully say that you love yourself, you need to be intentional about yourself. You know how you are intentional about loving your parents, loving your friends, loving your boyfriend, loving your husband? That's the amount of intention, that's the level of intention that you need to have towards yourself when you're a person who has got self-love. You need to accept yourself. You've got flaws, you're hurt, you're broken, you're happy, you get angry easily, but are you accepting of who you are? Do you prioritize yourself? That's one thing that I am very keen on as well. You know, sometimes before you buy yourself food, you're thinking, Has my sister eaten? Has my brother eaten? But have you eaten? Kindness. I love kindness. Kindness is one of my favorite words in the dictionary. It's being kind. Be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. That's self-love. Listen to yourself and be honest. And so with that said, if you look back into the word of God, it says that you need to love your neighbor as you love yourself. It simply means that the same measure of love that you have for your neighbor is the same measure of love that you have for yourself. I was thinking about it and I was laughing, and I'm thinking, if people think that I'm a mean person, it translates to me being mean to myself. If I love people a lot, if people can say Isabella is a very loving person, it means that's the same amount of love that I have for me. So I pondered on it much further, and I realized that it is impossible for you to love other people without loving yourself. And that really hit home, because it means without self-love you can't truly say. The Bible also says, who without loving their brother can say I love God, you know? And that also brings us to the other fact that love is a three-way thing. There is the love of God, there is the love of yourself, and then there is love of others. So if you do not love God, you can't love yourself. If you do not love yourself, you cannot love others. It's like a ripple effect. It comes from one stage to the next stage to the next stage. So I just wanted to encourage you, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, my friends, my cousins, to just take time and to love yourself. And how do you love yourself? I think some people might be asking, how do I show myself that I love myself? And I wrote down a few points on how you can show yourself some love. Take care of yourself, you know, have self-care Sundays. And self-care Sundays is not only about having cucumbers on your face and masking your face and stuff like that. It's not only that, it's also taking time to journal, sit down and write a few things, think about them, meditate on the word of God, think about your past and how it's affecting your present, how you can let go of certain behaviors, of certain people. There's so many ways in which you can take care of yourself and have self-care Sunday. Log off social media. That's one place where you can just lose yourself, because everybody seems to be having it better than anybody else. So if you log off social media and you just take time to be alone, don't covet what other people have, because they probably don't have it. It's just a picture. Focus on God. Focus on God. Focus a lot on God. Focus on what God can do for you. Focus on what God has done for you. Just have a spirit of gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. And they say that gratitude is a magnet for miracles. So if you're grateful for what you have, it's very easy for God to give you more. I was thinking of the concept of GIGO, which is giggle. We learned it in computer science, and I was thinking that whatever you give into your body, that's exactly what's going to come out. So if you feed yourself with positive things, with godly things, with good things, you're going to just bring out the best. You'll be a good person, you will be kind and nurturing to others. If you feed yourself with dirt, you're just going to bring out dirt. And also you need to remember that how you treat others is a reflection of how much you love yourself and how much value you have for yourself. Like what the book of Matthew said, that love others as you love yourself. So the amount of love you have for B is the same amount of love you have for yourself. Keep that in mind. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. I would just like to say lastly that if it does not come from a place of love, then don't say it.